Excitement is building for Secrets of Strixhaven, and that excitement is causing some card prices to spike. We'll discuss those cards and much more in this latest episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can order Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles products, pre-order Secrets of Strixhaven products, or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, players and speculators are looking ahead to the upcoming Secrets of Strixhaven release, and that attention is causing some card prices to spike. However, there are some other factors driving prices as well. In this video, we're going to look at all the cards that have moved at least 20% and $1 in either direction this week. In total, we'll discuss 3 cold cards moving down and 13 hot cards that are jumping in value. Quickly before we get started though, just a couple fast things. I do want to say thank you to 2 viewers who gave super thanks tips last week, Mark Vonbank and Swampy Boy. Thank you both so much for your super thanks tips and all your support that you give the channel. It means the world, truly. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you, Swampy Boy. And I also want to say thank you to one of our gold patrons, and that is Cesareo Garasa. Cesareo, thank you so much for all your support on Patreon. Cesareo also recently became a channel member as well, so thank you for your support there too. I know I always say this, but I truly could not do this without viewers like yourself, so thank you again, Cesareo. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the top 3 coldest cards of the week. Now, all 3 of these cards were on our hot list last week, but their recent price spikes have enticed many to put copies up for sale. The extra inventory has cut into the demand for these cards, and as a result, they are retracting some this week. Anyway, let's see what's dropping. Last week, this was number 6 on the hot list. This week is number 3 on the cold list. Prisoner's Dilemma, down to $1.91 to $6.29. That's a 23% decrease. This is from the Murders at Carlaw Manor Blame Game Commander deck. It does see a little commander play, but last week Prisoner's Dilemma spiked due to speculation that it could see more play when Secrets of Strixhaven comes out. If it isn't reprinted in either the Lorehold Spirit or Prismari Artistry commander decks, then it could be a good upgrade for both of those precons potentially. This may also see more play in commander decks around Lorehold the Historian, which was one of the cards previewed from the main set. Regardless though, the extra copies of this going up for sale has caused Prisoner's Dilemma's price to move down some this week. Last week, this was number 2 on the hot list. This week, it's number 2 on the cold list. Meditate, down $18.19 to $41.80. That's a 30% decrease. This reserve list card has been spiking aggressively due to its role in the pre-modern format. It's part of the Azorius Lion's Eye Diamond Storm builds there, and those have been performing well since the meta shifted after the banning of Parallax Tide. You see Meditate in the Dream Halls version of Storm as well, but again, lots of copies of this went up for sale recently, so the price drops some. 2 weeks ago, this was number 12 on the hot list. 1 week ago, it jumped up to number 4. Last week, it took the top spot, but this week, it's number 1 on the cold list. Morphling from Urza's Saga, down $22.41 to $56.36. That's a 29% decrease. This reserve list card was also spiking because of the play it's been getting in the pre-modern format. Recently, I've seen players trying this out in a few different builds there. Many times it comes out of the sideboard to give control decks an additional win condition for post-board games, although sometimes you see it in the main deck too. The Stifle Knot and Landstill builds have been having the most success with this card, but lots of copies of Morphling have been going up for sale, and that extra inventory has caused the retraction you see here. Alright, now it's time for the main event, the top 13 hottest cards of the week. Let's get started with number 13, Mnemonic Deluge, up $1.13 to $6.30. That's a 22% increase. This sees commander play and builds around Elminster and Cody Vociferous Codex, and it has recently seen some increased play in decks around Ashling Rekindled / Ashling Rhymebound from Lorwyn Eclipse. Mnemonic Deluge is hot now though because it looks like it will be a great upgrade to one of the Secrets of Strixhaven commander decks, assuming it's not reprinted there. That deck is Prismari Artistry, and the description of it says that it wants you to cast powerful and explosive spells while also creating massive elementals with each cast. Mnemonic Deluge will play well with the front-facing commander from the build. That's Rutha Mastering the Moment. Number 12 is Glasspool Mimic. This is up $1.30 to $7.74. That's a 20% increase. This sees play in a few different formats. In Pioneer, it appears in Sultai, Simic, and 4-color Scape Shift, as well as Grixis Midrange. It's also in Legacy Esper Vial decks. Plus, Glasspool Mimic is used in several commander builds, like the ones around the Celestial Toymaker and Aang of the Crossroads, for example. However, the Dan Secret Lair, which recently went on sale, is the reason Glasspool Mimic is jumping now. It's a solid card to include in a Dan deck, and the game type has seen a burst of popularity again because of the hype around the new product. Some players have been getting it to upgrade the Secret Lair, while others have been building their own Dan decks. Coming in at number 11, Sigarda Font of Blessings, up $1.61 to $5.11. That's a 46% increase. This is from March of the Machine, the Aftermath, so it is a bit harder to find than cards from regular Magic sets. It is sometimes used in Pioneer Selesnya Angels, and Sigarda is a fairly popular commander. This appears in the 99 of some commander builds too though, like the ones around Aragorn the Uniter for example. However, the Sigarda Font of Blessings Angel builds did get a boost recently thanks to the typo support that came out of Lorwyn Eclipsed, and that's why the card's hot right now. Even though Angels themselves were not directly supported, the set gave us several new creatures with Changeling, and cards that are generally good in typo builds like Chopping Changeling, Chronicle of Victory, Gathering Stone, and Abundant Countryside. Number 10, Rainbow Veil, up $1.79 to $8.40. That's a 27% increase. This reserveless card sees a small amount of commander play. Sometimes it's found in builds that want to give your opponents permanents, like the ones around Blim Comedic Genius for example. However, Rainbow Veil's price increase may be the start of a targeted buyout. We'll have to keep an eye on it and see if the price continues to climb. If it was a targeted buyout, someone really underestimated the amount of Fallen Empires product that was put into circulation back in the day. Number 9, Cave-In, up $1.99 to $9.98. That's a 25% increase. This very old one-print wonder has started to see a little pre-modern play. For example, it can appear in the sideboard of Temur Madness builds there. There is another reason Cave-In is moving up this week though. Some speculators think this is another card that players may want to get to upgrade the upcoming Secrets of Strixhaven Prismari Artistry deck. Cave-In would work well with Rutha Mastering the Moment from there, since it is a 5 mana cost sorcery that you could potentially play for free by exiling a red card in your hand. It could also be decent in the Wright commander build around Lorhold the Historian from the Secrets of Strixhaven main set. Anyway, long story short, I honestly don't think Cave-In is a great spec for commander, but if the card sees more pre-modern play in the future, it could go up in price. Coming in at number 8 is Ancient Cellar Spawn, up $2 to $6.09. That's a 49% increase. This is from the Duskmourn Miracle Worker commander deck. It sees commander play in several builds, like the ones around Captain Nagathrod and Be'lakor the Dark Master, for example. The format pushing Ancient Cellar Spawn this week, though, is Legacy. It's part of the Mono Black Cellar Spawn Necro Dominance combo builds there. Now, that's not a new deck, but it has been seeing some increased success in the format recently. It's hard to say how much of this price spike can be attributed to players building the deck, as opposed to speculators who want to sell copies to players, but nevertheless, Ancient Cellar Spawn is hot right now. Number 7 is Achroma Vision of Ixidor, up $2.32 to $13.32. That's a 21% increase. This is another card moving up because of the typo support from Lorwyn Eclipse that we mentioned earlier when we looked at Sigarda Font of Blessings. In fact, this is great in commander builds around Sigarda since that card gives all other creatures hexproof, and typically Angels have at least flying if not any additional abilities listed in Achroma's rules text. Additionally, you see Achroma Vision of Ixidor in other commander builds like the ones around Giada Font of Hope, Kalia of the Vast, and Odric Lunarch Marshal, for example. Coming in at number 6 is Relentless Dead from Shadows over Innistrad, up $2.46 to $14. That's a 21% increase. This has been in lots of Commander Zombie builds, including ones around Wilhelt the Rock Cleaver, as well as Gisa and Geralt, for example. It has even began seeing some additional play there in Commander decks around a card from the recent Fallout Beyond Vault 33 Secret Lair. That card is the Ghoul Gunslinger. Additionally, speculators are picking up copies of Relentless Dead again since it seems like it may be a good upgrade to the Secrets of Strixhaven Witherbloom Pestilence deck. According to the description, that deck wants you to create pests and strategically sacrifice them to gain life, draw cards, and drain your opponent before they can react. Relentless Dead will have good synergy with the front-facing commander from this upcoming deck, Dina Essence Brewer. Alright, quickly before we get to our top 5, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can order Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles products there, you can pre-order Secrets of Strixhaven products, or find any number of other great items on their website. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the US, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Taunting Sliver, up $6.23 to $10.58. That's a 143% increase. This is from the Commander Master's Sliver Swarm Commander deck, so it is a harder to find Sliver. You see it in Sliver Commander builds, like the ones around Sliver Hive Lord and the first Sliver, for example. Like Angels, Slivers have also benefited from the typal support that came out of Lorwyn Eclipse. Additionally, Taunting Sliver was in a commander build around Satya Aetherflux Genius, which was featured on a Command Zone Podcast Extra Turns episode this week. That may have brought some more attention to the card. Number 4 is Grinding Station from 5th Dawn, up $6.63 to $25.99. That's a 34% increase. First off, this does see some play in Commander. It's indexed there around the partner commanders Rograk, Son of Roga, and Silas Wren, Seeker Adept. It's also in builds around Toph the First Metalbender and more. However, the modern format is the key driver for Grinding Station's price spike. This appears in new versions of both Temur Steelcutter and Kethis combo decks there. These new combo decks run Sewer Valence Cam from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which along with Grinding Station, Emery Lurker of the Loch, and either Mox Amber or Mox Opal can combo off and mill out your opponent. The new combo potentially can come together quickly, but we'll have to see how the decks perform when players are more prepared for it. Right now though, Grinding Station is hot. Number 3 is Sprout Swarm. The Future Sight copy goes up $5.01 to $5.76. That's a 668% increase. The one from the list is up $7.20 to $8.21. That's a 713% increase if you're doing the math at home. This has been known to see a little commander play in builds around Samut the Driving Force and Shufa Spoutsire, for example. However, now a new creature leaked from Secrets of Strixhaven will go infinite with Sprout Swarm, so that's why it's spiking aggressively now. Since it is a leak, I do want to give you fair warning before I talk about it in case you want to wait for the official preview. If that's the case, you can skip to the next card now. Okay, the leaked card is a 5/5 Legendary Elder Dragon that costs a black, a green, and 6. It has Flying, Death Touch, Affinity for creatures, and it says that instants and sorcery spells you cast have Infinity for creatures as well. Since Sprout Swarm has Convoke as well as Buyback 3, it will easily go infinite with a new card, so speculators are buying it up quickly. Number 2 is Diminishing Returns. The Eternal Masters copy is up $1.49 to $6.74. That's a 28% increase. The one from Classic 6th Edition is up $5.42 to $14. That's a 63% increase. And the original copy from Alliances is up $14.68 to $22.20. That's a 195% increase. Sometimes you see this in regular Commander, or in 1v1 dual Commander builds around Leovold Emissary of Trest, for example. However, Diminishing Returns is another card moving up because of the recent attention on Dandan builds. Again, the hype around the Dandan Secret Lair brought a lot of attention back to this casual format, and it just so happens that Diminishing Returns is a good card for a Dandan build. Moving up 8 spots this week to number 1, Declaration of Naught, up $20.72 to $29 for a 250% increase. This is a Morningtide rare that has never been reprinted, so I guess I get to use my one per video. That was a close one. You may know that during this time period in Magic, there was a recession in the game, and less packs of Morningtide as well as some other sets were cracked. Due to low supply, the cards that haven't been reprinted from this set, especially the rares, tend to spike when there's some attention on them. So why are people paying attention to this now? I have seen it in Commander builds around cards like Hydroman Fluid Felon, for example, but Declaration of Naught is heating up now due to speculation that some players will want this to deal with a popular new Commander build around a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles card. That card is Rat King Verminister. Rat King builds tend to use Rat Colony and Relentless Rats, which both let you run any number of copies in a deck, so Declaration of Naught could be a decent countermeasure. Honestly, I don't think the card will see much additional play, but the speculation has been enough to drive the price up on this already scarce card 2 weeks in a row. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Secrets of Strixhaven previews are about to ramp up, and I'm sure you're going to see an impact in the market next week, so make sure you come back then. Tomorrow, I am going to do a Magic Arena stream, though. I would love for you to join me. I'll be playing some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sometime either late morning or early afternoon tomorrow. Until next time, though, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.